Like I say, there were races, like almost like you'd almost call them slave races. There was the Chinese, black would be considered another slave race. There were certain slave races, right? Um, Now that there's master races and kind of like secondary races, or peoples that aren't have don't have their own country quite yet. Like for instance, China, for instance, is or the Chinese at one point in time would have been considered a slave race. They were actually treated worse than the blacks at one point in time. Really bad past. If you went back and looked at China, oh man, they were abused. I mean, really abused. They were being, I mean, black people talk about how they're whipped. You have no idea. The the Orientals were whipped into submission by someone. Like I say, I came down on this place like a ton of bricks. Like I mean, I was really mad about how the Chinese were being treated. I was really mad about how a lot of races were being treated. You know, and when they were done with them, just dead. Less mouths to feed. Anyway, there were some people that were psychotic. They didn't give a fuck about anyone. You serve and then you die. Like the Chinese, if you go way back into their past, I think that's why they burned a lot of their records because it was bad. I mean, just work harder. You know, just really. I mean, I've seen. There's some shit that. I mean, that would make a black person go. I mean, if any black person, if you think you were a slave, nah, man, you don't know slavery. The Chinese, they know slavery. Like constant whipping. Like if you stop whipping them, they'll slow down. Kind of style. Really, really, really bad. Someone broke the Chinese down to little bitty pieces and put them back together. Like some of the things that they've seen and they've gone through. Like, come here, my little one. Let me hold you and hug you. And, like I say, deep, burning anger. I don't know who the F treats anyone that way. But, you know, I have technology, and I am White Star and the real Lucifer, and no one treats my people or anyone like that while I'm around. Like I said, there's many times when I'm like, you'll have to kill me first. Anyway, I wouldn't allow it. There's a reason why there's a effing constitution inside of a building over there. And the reason is I wouldn't, there were people that would say take no prisoners. And like I said, when they said we have tanks, blah, blah, I said I have fucking aircraft. And cruise missiles. And battleships. And cannons that are 32 inches wide. The world's largest cannon. Anyway. There was a time when I was the power on this planet. That time may have passed somewhat. But anyway. The Chinese or Japanese were being whipped and then just killed when they were no longer of service. They were just used for manual labor. Anyway, though, I had high technology, I had metallurgy, I had a lot of stuff. And like I say, the Chinese were shocked, absolutely shocked, because I was like, here. I had factories set up over there. I had, I took everything the Germans had, and I gave it away. They're like, but it's like, we're going to give it to them. Anyway, I gave them all the medicine from Germany. All the advanced metallurgy from Germany. When others would regard that as a family secret, I was like, well, I'll buy it from you, and then I'm going to give it away. There were people that were like, we can't give it up. Well, I was like, we're going to give it away for free. And they're like, what? Like, yes. We're going to give them advanced metallurgy. Anyway, so all my years of what's it called? All my years of pay, all my money, everything that I was, from the Egyptian Empire to the Roman Empire to the German Empire, all my technology, all my advanced electricity, Westinghouse, that was given away. It was taught to, basically anything that Germany had or was given away to the Chinese and Japanese. Advanced metallurgy to make those engines, Mitsubishi. We gave them the advanced metallurgy from Germany. That's how America got it. And America tried to keep it. Tried to be like, no, we're not going to let you have it. It's like, yes, we are. Because I'm Germany. And I'm a few other countries. And you can't stop me. No, you can't. Anyway, those advanced drill bits that were developed on, and nitroglycerin, I basically gave it away. At first I was selling it, and then I gave away the formula. There you go. It's mine to give away. Ha! Anyway, it was mine to give away. I own the company. And they were like, no, we can't share it. I was like, it's my company. I am Lucifer White Star. As in White Star Company. As in Titanic. As in the best metal as of 19 whatever. So, it's mine to give away. So, I gave it away. I was like, here you go. Well, first we built a factory over there. And then they could learn from the factory. I knew their little spies would get in there. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, I gave it away. Here. I loved them. And I felt bad. They were being tortured. They were being hurt. They were being shot. They were being mistreated. And if I couldn't, I was like, and when other people moved to try and turn them back into a slave race, I was like, here you go, weapons. Free of charge. You want to know how to build them? Anyway, I was like, here. So, the Chinese, I wouldn't let them be enslaved again. Like I say, Chinese, they were enslaved. They were slaves. They were slaves worse than the black. And so were the black people. Freedom. If I couldn't personally give it to them, then I would at least give them the technology to win it for themselves. I really get pissed off when people start mistreating other life forms. I'm a creator of life. And so anyone that's being mistreated, especially humans or anyone. I have this real thing about it. Like I said, I get this deep anger or rage that comes from inside me and just is like, no more. I used to be really scary. I used to be like, I used to be glorious. I really was. For a minute there, I was glorious. It's like a cannon, 18-inch cannon goes into your face, and it's like, no more. Battleships and aircraft, P-51 Mustangs, and carpet bombing. I used to carpet bomb the jungle just to prove my point. It's like I said, I would just go. I'd be like, go find an area of ground and bomb the shit out of it, just to be like, you're next. Yeah, and they'd be like, oh, never mind, you're free. Go. It's like about that slavery thing, about that enslavement, about that torture stuff. Anyway, like I say, I don't. Waterboarding is the closest thing to torture that I would ever allow anyone to do. A lot of people have been whipped. A lot of people have been hurt. There's been way too much pain.